Something fairly interesting happened yesterday, and that was Jeff Bezos replaced Bill Gates as the richest man in the world.
Who's that?
Who's Jeff Bezos?
Yes.
He is the CEO of Amazon.
Oh, wow.
Started Amazon back in 1995, back when...
It was just books?
Online retailers, the biggest online retailers were making like $3,000 a year by selling products online.
Wow.
The internet is, of course, a bigger thing right now. And he surpassed Bill Gates yesterday as the world's richest man. His fortune grew to over $90 billion.
$90 billion?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
That's because a surge in Amazon stock made him $1.5 billion overnight. That stock has settled down a bit today. Or yesterday and going into today. So now Bill Gates is now the richest man in the world again. Because Bezos has backed off to number 2. They're like neck and neck, and they will be neck and neck for a while. But eventually Amazon will probably surpass Microsoft in what they're doing as far as retail. So Bezos is the presumed number 1 moving forward. But it was funny because I was reading about their charitable efforts. And Forbes printed this. You know how much money Bill Gates has given away?
How much?
To charity?
I'm going to say $45 billion.
You're somewhat close.
Oh, really?
You're actually high, though.
Oh.
Over the course of his lifetime, he has, through the end of last year, he had given away $31.1 billion.
Which sounds generous when you think about it, when you as us. But if you're worth $95 billion, giving $30 billion away is nothing. You still have $60 billion.
Well, he's actually worth more than that because he's right around $90 billion right now. So he's about $120 billion.
So how much? I mean, when you got that much money, if you got that much money just sitting in a savings account, you cannot spend enough.
True.
To run out of money.
And that's
that's your full-time job.
And that's why he started the organization. Yeah. That's why, everything is. How much do you think Bezos is giving away?
Let's go with more. I'm going to go $50 billion.
Bezos is giving away $100 million.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's like throwing a handful of pennies in a bun.
So you say that giving away $31 billion is like nothing when you have 120 of it laying around.
Right.
But it's enough to knock you off the ledge of being the wealthiest person in the world.
If that matters to you.
It doesn't matter to Bill Gates. Yeah. And he's even said it doesn't matter to him, and he'd rather not be number 1.
And I don't want to take away his credit. I mean, he could just keep it all and flip off the world. I mean, he's choosing to give a lot of it away. At that point, you've got so much. I mean, you've got so billion. I think when you've got $90 billion and $1 billion's like, you're like, that's my favorite beer. I'm just going to go ahead and buy that brewery for $1 billion. Mm-hmm.
Not a 6-pack. Not a 22. No. Yeah, you're going to buy the brewery.
I'm actually going to have some property right next to my house. You're going to start brewing right there, so I can have it fresh right when it's ready. So I can have
pizza oven. No problem.
Yeah,
you buy 10 of them.
I'm gonna buy the island of Sicily off the Italian coast.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's the biggest pizza oven in the world.
And then they're just gonna ship it to me. And just to give people some perspective, when you're talking millions and billions, it's hard to wrap your head around it. But doing some few calculations, if you had $1 billion, you could buy 12,000 $750,000 homes. 12,000
of them.
Homes.
Okay.
So with $1 billion, you could pretty much buy everyone in San Luis Obispo. No, not everyone in San Luis.
No, but 12,000 of the homes in this county you could buy.
Right.
That's pretty insane. Earlier this week,
12,000 homes. That's $1 billion. You've got 90.
We were talking about this, and we never got a chance to get to it on the air. We were talking about it off the air a little bit, and a little bit with people online. And this was in wake of Sears. Sears has now decided to, I guess, if you can't beat them, join them.
Oh.
And they're going to actually have Amazon take care of a lot of what they do.
Oh, okay.
So they're kind of joining forces but they're basically waving the white flag saying, Amazon, you win, take over. We're no longer going to be a competitor. We're going to join you, and let's work on something.
Smart.
It is, because you got to do something to save it.
Well, Sears, I don't know if you've been to this. We went to the San Luis Sears like this last year, and it was like, oh, my dad used to go here.
I love it.
I
love it because nobody's there.
Yeah.
But the problem is, it's not going to stick around if nobody's there. So we were asking the question: how come Amazon does not receive the same backlash that like a Walmart does when it comes
ruining Main Street?
Yeah, when it comes to big box stores, and how they've just throttled Main Street America, and we got some interesting responses to that question. Mark wrote in and he said, maybe because much of Amazon is actually smaller merchants like eBay getting together. You ever bought something off Amazon and it's not coming from Amazon?
Right. They're just coordinating it, the broker, if you will.
He says about 75% of what he buys from Amazon comes from these smaller brokers. And it's a marketplace for these smaller brokers. So it actually extends Main Street America to some extent on the World Wide Web. I mean, it's not helping the downtown business, the boutique, but, the small guy that's got to compete against Oriental Trading, then, he's got a fighting chance because of things like Amazon. Dory writes in, she says that Amazon pays a fair wage and offers good benefits.
You work for them.
Unlike the other big box stores.
Oh, yeah.
If you work for them.
Yeah,
I don't know that for sure.
It's kind of hard to prove it, but we can do some research, but I don't have that time. I'm a busy man.
Pat writes, you can't protest Amazon. This is a very good point. Because what are you going to protest? You can't show up at a location and protest it.
Right. And then when they do have hubs,
you're ruining our community. Yeah. You can't ruin your community. You can't ruin a community. What are you going to do? Put a laptop downtown, open it up to Amazon, and start staging a protest of that laptop?
My wife is going to get us spin shoes for cycling, and someone said, "Oh, just go to Art Cyclery, have them fit you, and try it on. Then go home and buy them on Amazon." She's like, How could you do that with a good conscience? Like, you're using their customer service hoping to make a sale, and you go and make a sale.
People do it all the time, and I don't know how places like Art Cyclery combat it. Now, Art Cyclery has done a pretty fair job because I know that the online portion of their business is now the big part of their business. Because they realize, we've got some national name recognition in the world of cyclery. Or bicycles, I guess, if you will, that we have enough to where people recognize who we are and we can maintain, but it's probably only a matter of time before it all gravitates back to Bezos and what's going on with Amazon, just like Sears.
Yeah.
Sears probably back in 1995 was cracking up laughing when this little Amazon comes along and they're like, we're going to sell books today, but one day, I swear, we're going to put you out of business. Sears is like, I think we've been doing this for many years. But now, fast forward to 2017, it's a much different story.
Sears Roebuck go back to selling the Winchester rifles in 1862.
You ever see an old Sears catalog?
Oh, yeah. They're awesome.
They're awesome. Hours of entertainment. That's all Sears is good for. They're old catalogs. But, I mean, they were in that space. They mailed everything out. They just did it.
It was the first Amazon.
Form. It really was. So
I think Amazon's going to bring out because now the brick and mortar stores are going to be things that you can't find anywhere else, or it's going to be one of a kind items, or like handmade this or handmade that. It'll be more craft type things. The bulk things you need, you'll just get online. Drones will deliver it to your house.
Scares the crap out of me.
We can go drone hunting.
Have you seen Wall-E?
Yeah. It's our future.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.